It's the CalebDMTG Gathering Show.
That's fine. I don't know how excited I am about Pack 1 Pick 1ing it. Let me take Glenn. How did Mono Red go? Mono Red trophied. Are my DMs open on Twitter? My DMs are not open on Twitch because I don't want to be spammed while I'm streaming. But you can get a hold of me on Discord, on Twitter. Usually pinging me on Facebook works. You can email me at CalebDMTG@hotmail.com. There's a lot of easy ways to get a hold of me. Glenn is unbeatable for some decks. The issue with Pack 1 Pick 1 Glenn is that you don't know if blue's gonna be open or not. There's a lot of good cards to consider here. Azorius Signet is the best follow-up to Glenn. Just like kind of cement that. And then Solemn and Golos are a little bit better if you don't end up in blue. Hey Jamin Salmon, thanks for the resell. Thanks for 9 months. You feel like Glorybringer is overshadowed in this cube? Oh, I've not had that feeling at all. Card's great. I don't know. You're not the first person to mention Glorybringer. And we're playing with it and winning with it. And someone was like, how do you feel about this card? And I'm like, murdering folks. Card's great. Card's always great. I was saying it's one of Red's best 5 drops. So we ended up with a lot of creatures. Smuggler's Copter would be good. Frost Titan's always sweet. Frost Titan doesn't like force us to choose a color combination. But if we do end up blue-white, then Colonnade is so good. Just as not just a dual land, but also a threat within your mana base. I think I'm supposed to take Colonnade here. I agree with that, Young Shaman. Lord B being more underrated than overshadowed. Dr. Squatch products. They're decent. I use the liquid soap for my hand soap like every fucking day. Pretty great. There were a lot of nice options in the last pack. I'm not sure that Thirst is correct. There's nice options here too. Shark Typhoon and Resto, both playing well with a Drago type strat. The thing is, Swords is just like the removal spell, right? In terms of 1-for-1 removal, it's hard to beat that raw efficiency. If I was going to take either Resto or Shark, I think I would take Resto, just because it plays well with Glenn, right? Like you said, counter something, and then Resto blink it, and you get 2 more counters again, you get to reset it. The Thirst almost makes me want to grab some mediocre artifact. I'm going to grab Control Magic, though. That is correct, Thrifted Mitch. This is Stipless. Do I play much Constructed? Yeah, when Cube Season's not around, I'm playing more Constructed than Limited. I'll play a lot of Modern, Legacy, and Historic. When I was a tournament grinder, when you're a tournament grinder, you kind of have to play a lot of Standard. And Standard's never really been my favorite. But anyone that wants to play the big tournaments for those dollary dues kind of has to get good at it. Don't really have a choice. I don't really have a favorite deck right now. Pioneer is not popular, Adam. Pioneer is very specifically not popular. Am I going to play Vintage this month? No, I wasn't planning on it. The Mana Traders tournament looks sweet. I just don't have, my issue with it is the same as, like, my issue with playing in the mocks, that it's, like, hard to warp my schedule around those things. And the SCGs and stuff. If it was 5 years ago, I'd be playing in, like, all of those, right? And I'd be, like, grinding the SCGs, the Mana Traders event, mocks events every weekend. I just would have been, like, jamming tournaments nonstop. I also wouldn't be streaming very many of them. Ooh, that path wheel, though. Odds are we're not playing the Selfless Spirit. It's not the worst card. Chichiku's kind of playing well with Thirst, except for pinning 2. You think Wizards shit the bet on Pioneer? I don't know about that. Part of the issue with Pioneer is that, like, I think you can give some of the blame to Wizards, but I also think some of it's, like, really hard to predict / control. Like it was still a new format when the pandemic hit, right? So people had a reason to play, before the pandemic hit, people had a reason to play Pioneer online because they're, like, testing for paper tournaments. And then when the pandemic hit and there's no more paper tournaments, and there's, like, no real reason to play Pioneer, right? Like, if you're playing on Arena, you might as well play Historic, and if you're playing on Moto, you might as well play, like, Modern and Legacy, and these formats that are just, like, more fleshed out, have a larger card pool. Not the one I was hoping for. I do like how Stormcrawler works with our 1-mana removal spells. I'm going to take the Skydiver here. I think Skydiver's good. Grab a Signet. Like an Annex with a 2/1 body attached. This is a good bribery deck. It would be a good Avacyn deck too, but there's a good chance Avacyn wheels. Hey, Reggie Randall leaves the resub into 21 months. Yeah, you could say that. You could make arguments about, like, how Wizards can handle Pioneer with the ban and restricted list, but the format started off so popular, and the fact that it's almost completely dead now, I think you have to give some credit to the pandemic for sure. Get Narset and Twister in the same pack. Damn. This is grab Tundra. Is there a stip today? We've done a few stips. This is stipless though. This draft is stipless. The Tundra feels good. It does feel good, right? Yeah, Narset would have been good. Grabbing Narset and knowing that you're not getting the draw 7 though, it's kind of feel bad. Tundra's just great. Improve the old mana. Get some consistency. Yeah, actually be able to cast your spells, huh? The Tundra and the Colonnade make the 2-mana, like, double blue counter spells if we end up with any of those. Just makes them so much better. Oh man, this pack though. This pack, I've been singing Library's praises all day long, but I also value Force of Will super highly. I think they're actually really close. Is there a chance that a blue card wheels out of this pack? Let's see. We got the Control Magic fairly late. Still think that was like 4 or 5. How many playables do we have right now? Like 12? Might get like 5 more of this pack. That's not the worst. I'm gonna take the library, but do love Force of Will in this cube. And it's especially good if you're playing like proactive threats like Geist, right? Geist, force their play, murder them. Oh shit. So with Seagate and Stormcaller, we can get 2 balances. Unbeatable. Not the best balance deck so far. Usually for balance, you want like a bunch of artifact acceleration, so you empty your hand. And then artifacts aren't something that balance cares about. It does still play well with Planeswalkers. And it is still like an efficient sweeper. That's what you need to survive. Wow, another amazing pack. So the Signet got a little bit better with the balance. That said, our curve isn't really set up for Signet. We could take Shelldock Isle and put like even more value in our mana base. I think what I'm going to take is the Skyclave though. I think Skyclave's real strong. Maybe he's like, don't even play the balance. I'm not sure I get your comment, Triflin. You think pros are better at evaluating cards? Is that sarcasm? If you have the impression that pros are better at evaluating cards, you're probably getting it from like early set reviews before they've actually played with said cards. Which is not how card creation works, right? That Narset wheel, though. Yeah, right? The cat head bomb. It's so good. Better than who? Yeah, right? Doesn't mean they're always right. Yeah, that's probably what I was saying. That was probably my exact argument. The pros are always correct. I don't think that's what good means, right? I don't think good means perfect. Yeah, Triflin, I don't know how much of that blame you can put on the testers, though. part of the reality of the way that Wizards works that a lot of people don't understand is that there's a lot of bureaucracy and there's a lot of different layers. And there's cards getting changed at the last minute because they find out, like one team finds out that one card like breaks this niche commander format, so all of a sudden they have to like put one line of rules text on it that doesn't get tested in the other play groups because there's not enough time. There's not enough time in the day. And then the cards get released to fucking millions of players who find something that like the 10 other people didn't. It doesn't mean that those 10 people are bad at evaluating cards. It doesn't mean that they're bad at their job. It just means that you don't understand what their job is what it means. If the suit in control is saying that you need to like push the power level to sell more packs, there's not really much you can do about it, right? They seem to be good at their job for the first 20 years of Magic. They were also putting out fewer cards the first 20 years of Magic, right? You understand now there's other factors than simply the people doing it. Hey, Power Pie, thanks for the 250 bits. Yeah, they were putting out fewer cards so they could spend more time on testing. They also had fewer people breaking the format. It's hard. Counterspell versus Teferi here. I think there's like an outside chance that Teferi comes back to us. I want more counters. Ooh, Narset Spiral. Marshflats for Tundra. I want the Spiral. It's too good. Paulo Pie says, this conversation leads me to an interesting point of inquiry. Would Magic be a stronger game overall if it was digital only, which will allow cards to be edited after the fact? Like Hearthstone does? I don't know. I would have a... So, like, I play Magic, like, almost exclusively online, and I would still have, like, less of an attachment to the game if it was digital only. I'm, like, shuffling some fucking kobolds in my hand right now as we speak. I don't think I'm playing the Orion, but maybe. Ooh, is this a good Gearhulk deck? I think I want 6-mana Elspeth. I know Newmont likes 6-mana Elspeth a lot. For good reason, huh? Yeah, the Gearhulk doesn't have power cards to flashback, right? It doesn't have, like, Cryptic and stuff, and Fact Fiction, and Dig Through Time. It just has, like, the 2-mana counters, which is still good. Like, there's the 2-mana counters, and there's, like, Path and Swords. I think Elspeth's going to be a little bit more consistent in this deck. I'm going to throw Condemn in the sideboard. We're definitely not a Stormcaller deck. Probably not doing this one either.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey, Skippy21 Moto, thanks for the resub. It's 7 months. How's my elbow? My elbow's okay. It's okay. It feels about the same as it did yesterday. It's still, like, way better than it was 4 or 5 days ago. There's that Dig Through Time card I was talking about. I think I do want the Dig, too. Fate Setters is a nice answer to Planeswalkers, which we're otherwise a little bit weak to. Like, right now, we just kind of have to counter a Planeswalker. Yeah, maybe we don't need Dig. Maybe we have enough draw. Library. Narset. Treasure Cruise Spiral. I like having some life gain in these decks so you can actually, like, beat an aggro deck ever. I think this is what we're looking at. And maybe replace the Selfless Spear with something. Nice. What Selfless Spirit's a combo with Day of Judgment? Lyra smacks Planeswalkers? Not really. Kind of bad against walkers. Most of them can like bounce it or turn into a 3/3 or, you know, it's slow. It's like a 5-mana thing with, doesn't have haste or anything. Dragons are good against walkers because of the haste. They can just like soar over. Clear them immediately. Do we want Mutavault in this deck? No, I don't think so. Ooh, might want Thraben. Skyclave hits some walkers. That's true. Geist is good against walkers. Hard to turn Geist into a 3/3. Yeah, I wasn't certain about all my picks, but I think the end result here is pretty solid. We have some nice sideboard options too. I think we do have a 17-lane deck. So it's a matter of figuring out what the cut is. Lyra and Geist are both cards that are good in specific matchups. So I could see cutting one of them. I think I'm gonna cut the Geist. And we'll just board it in against combo and control and leave it in the sideboard versus like green and aggro and such. If we got in the Force of Will and the Resto, the Geist would probably be making the main. But it certainly doesn't block for our Planeswalkers very well, which Lyra does do. But I consider cutting Thirst. We could. You're right that there's not a ton of artifacts here. Filling up the graveyard for Cruise is fine though. Still filtering. There's the thing about Thirst is like it doesn't have to be card advantage. We have card advantage in Thraben Inspector, Wall of Omens, the Cruise, the Spiral. We just have to like not flood the fuck out, which Thirst helps with, and Narset helps with. The perfect mana base doesn't exist. I think I agree with this. Why no Geist? I just explained. I literally just talked about it as I cut it. I just went through all of it. Crocus? Yeah, Crocus is just good. You like always want it. I'll play Crocus as like my off-color land. Like I'll be like mono red with a Crocus in there. Would I take a contract to work for play design? Probably not. I really like what I do. The only way I would like work on game creation full time instead of stream, instead of like making content and interacting with people and stuff, is if this like fell through for whatever reason. Like if I couldn't do this anymore. Why does Yorion have red stripes? Because it's a companion, so it's like letting you know that you've got a companion here. And I think the stripe color changes when the companion conditions have been met. Caleb's only boss is Caleb. Bingo. And that feels great. That feels fucking amazing. You can companion in cube, yeah. This deck could almost do it if we wanted to. Usually I find that Yorion is a little awkward in cube because it stretches your mana base further. You're just drawing, you're fixing less often, and you're combination of lands and spells is more high variance the more cards in your deck. So I've certainly trophied with some 60-card decks before, but usually I'm not actively trying to play Yorion. Maybe in a lower-powered cube. I think Remand makes this hand fine. Not super thrilled about mulling on the play anyway. If we go 0-2, can we companion for the last match? We're not going to go 0-2. 2, if we did go 0-2, I would not play around 3. I would just draft again. Not because there's like no value in playing out the third round and trying to get $5. Because I'm usually sick of a deck by the time I'm 0-2. I just want to get rid of it. Get it out of my sight. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews of Tenant. The one consistent thing I've heard is that, like, it gets better on rewatching. I don't know if I have the patience for that though. They're like, watch this movie, but not just once. You gotta watch it like 2 or 3 times, and then it gets good. Like, I don't have time for that, friend. I'm interested to see what they play off that mana drain. That makes hitting a Thirst for Knowledge worth it. You think the Dark Knight was overrated? Yeah, I mean, the Dark Knight was like... Well, The Dark Knight was super fucking good, but you can, like, understand that it was really good, and that, like, a lot of things about it worked, and still think that it was overrated. Overrated does not mean bad. A lot of people think overrated is a synonym for bad, because some people use it that way. But I don't see them as the same thing at all. Great. Alright, well, we lost all of our... I understand why they took the Remand now, and why they're so keen to mana drain any fucking card at all. You don't think it was overrated in 2007? When, like, literally everybody dressed up as that Joker and had posters and said it was the best movie of all time ever made? You don't think it was overrated then? I think it was specifically overrated then, and it's become less overrated with time, as people gain more perspective. Yeah, it's not my pick for best, but I definitely put it in the top 3. Whenever it came out, Casper, is what I read the comment to mean. So I was just replying. What's my pick for best Batman movie? I really like Mask of the Phantasm. In terms of, like, actually getting me to care about Bruce Wayne. It is the only Batman movie to successfully do that. And not just Bruce Wayne, but like also care about the plot, the villains, everything. There's a lot of really good character development in that movie. And the score is phenomenal. It's my favorite Batman scores. One of my favorite movie scores of all time, actually. Like, even Batman movies aside. I don't think it's crazy to hold on to the planes. Bluff a counter here. Extra lane drop probably not mattering. Unless we get treasure cruise or something. The rats are coming in. Sorcery speed make a rat. Interesting. Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse is a good pick for best Spidey movie. Colony does hold off Pack Rat this turn, kind of. 2 4/4s. We need Snapcaster. We need Snapcaster for this Day of Judgment. If we block here, we take 4. Yeah, dead. We'd be at 12 instead of 8. We wouldn't have this colonnade. And then the next turn they would attack us for 12, but then Gideon would jump for a turn. We would have bought one more turn if we traded for colonnade instead of serving that one turn. And then, yeah, I think we die the turn after anyway. Not a huge deal. I think boarding in balance would be an overreaction. It's a great one to top deck after they Mind Twist you. That game made me wish that I had Spell Pierce in I saw Spell Pierce at some point, passive or something. You didn't care much for Into the Spider-Verse? Yeah, I haven't heard that much. That is an accurate, unpopular opinion. Not that your opinion's wrong, right? Like, you don't have to like everything. I thought it was great. I also really like animation. Took thirst over it, yeah. Which is fine, like you don't know how many artifacts you're gonna get, and we didn't have any draw spells at the time and stuff. But in this matchup specifically, I'd rather have the Pierce for sure. Get a little bit more proactive on the play. I'm not sure if I want Control Magic. I think Lyra's coming out. Absence staying in. Bribery and Treachery are both okay. Yeah, let's cut Control Magic and leave in Treachery. Animated The Hobbit better than Peter Jackson's The Hobbit. Was The Hobbit animated? I rewatched the animated Lord of the Rings recently and enjoyed it. Alyssa had not seen it, and I asked them after we finished watching it, I was like, so now we have to decide which is better, this one or the live action Lord of the Rings. And they just started laughing. They really like the live action Lord of the Rings. They're super into it. It's one of the few sets of memes that we can like share with each other. Lord of the Rings memes that like we both are like equally into the fandom of. Like if I find a Dragon Age game, I'll show it to them because they're super into Dragon Age, but they've probably already seen the meme before. And similarly, they'll like show me memes just because I'm like into that fandom, whether they understand the meme or not. You feel like reading some Lord of the Rings? I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I read those books right before the first movie came out because I wanted to be able to keep them separate. Their confidence is so good in this sort of matchup. Yeah, so the issue with our draw is that we just lose to draw, like, Drain into Mind Twist again, like, whatever we do. And we can't just, like, sit there and let them draw 2 a turn. If only we'd had this miscalc a little earlier, huh? You got divorced at 13 years old, Zemodonoka? That doesn't sound like a good situation. Glenn's not bad here. Glenn's certainly not bad here. We're just facing down too much. Still missing land drops. It's a rough spot to be in. We certainly have draws that can compete well in the control mirror. But your cards need to line up, right? Our draw did not match the opponents very well either game.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Polar Bear 4444. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for 22 months. Opponent's named Big Spoon. You keep this on the draw. 2 lands should be enough. We have 2 draws towards either
Oh shit.
a more castable counterspell or another island. Hey Triplin, thanks for gifting a sub to Bic, Bice, one of those. Already have the island lined up. Yeah, sorry for teasing you there, Zemodonoka. Obviously, we all knew what you meant. Have 4 cards left in hand. I'm gonna save this counter spell for a biggin. Yeah, like that.
Oh shit, what up?
Yeah, Erotic Chorus, thanks for the sub, the 20 months there. Woot indeed. Woot indeedly. Yeah, it's weird when people get mad about their fandoms, like how I do about Star Wars every other year. Feels like. Whatever they're doing with Star Wars this year, I don't like it. I'm gonna throw a fit. It's not even me making fun of other people. That's just me. A lot of sweet options here. I think we just Elspeth. We could cruise to get the library back online. The thing is, I think the cruise is just gonna be good enough. Whenever. I don't think we need to be librarying at this point. This feels so good. And if they clear Elspeth, it's like one more card in the graveyard for cruise. Have a more efficient cruise here. Well, they could have killed 3 soldiers. Opponent, you wanna take that back? Try again. Part of me wants to get an emblem. The swords is free. I guess I like it. Like a 1-mana sword's not worth it on this turn. What is 0-mana swords? A little hard to pass up. SWTCW is the best Star Wars. I don't know what you're saying. Whatever your opinion on Star Wars is, it's wrong. And I'm above giving you an explanation. Just assume that I'm correct. Because I'm an angry nerd online. Let's play Night's Whisper, sure. I don't even want to talk about The Mandalorian, even. I'm glad that people are enjoying it. But the last season lost my attention. Back to the nobody actually dies. Everyone's all related. There's actually only 3 characters. Back to that Drek. It wouldn't be the worst Archangel. Like, I think it would be winning, but I also think like holding it until their end of turn is also winning.
Oh shit, what up?
Hey, Physics 101, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 21 months. Your wife, Lindsay, would love a shout out. Well, hello, Lindsay. Hope you're having a pleasant evening. Good New Year. Some characters with plot armor. Yeah. Yeah, sort of. Sort of. They did some legit retconning in the last season. It's not really the same thing. Nice physics. Yeah, most people did Rotobagel. Most people did. I was just sharing my unasked for 2 cents on the subject. My extreme minority position. I was like, before I even started talking about The Mandalorian, I was like making fun of myself for like, for nerd raging on the internet with these like Star Wars opinions that nobody cares about. And then I slipped into it. I was mocking myself, and then I became that. The satire became reality, merged together. I don't have enough self-control. I can't do it. There's too much nerd rage there. You can only think of one retcon. Did I use retcon as a plural?
Oh shit, what up?
Retcons, Deus Ex Machinas, a whole bunch of fucking just like bad storytelling techniques. The nerds hand wave away because references, because like characters they remember. Hey J Nolk, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 24 months, the 2 years. Love it, Charlie Walnut. Star Wars debates lead to nerd rage. Nerd rage leads to suffering. That's good. You mostly like people enjoying things? Yeah. That's why I try and keep my I try and keep the lid on it. It doesn't work, but I try so hard. I try so hard to keep the lid on it. Because like my anger doesn't have to like make things worse for other people or whatever. People are still enjoying this show for the most part. A lot of people like the last season quite a bit, and I don't want to take that away from folks, right? It's not my goal, not my desire here. I think we've been the Wall of Omens and Path. Yeah, let's do that. I can actually just draw with library. Fucking sweet. Am I open for a stip? Maybe. What do you got in mind? Magic players love complaining. Yeah, that's true. And that gets on me too. That's like another reason to avoid whining all the time. Because there's like already a ton of that in the community. It's saturated. Complaint saturated. You want to do a Mardu no planeswalkers step? Interesting. A little niche. You want to treachery the noble? We don't have to discard unless they have a counter. I'm just fucking terrified over here. The last opponent just ruined me with all the mana drain into mind twists. Yeah, I guess I don't hate it. I don't think that's true at all, Herman. I don't think that's true at all. I think think nerds really enjoy references. And those can be included, like, alongside good storytelling, but they can... Apparently they can also just fucking replace it. That's fine, too. Well, mine here is to get the Narset down, so we can spiral next turn. And just get to have, like, all the fun. I think this is good, though. Are you talking about Ready Player One? I think in the future, the only media that comes out will be Ready Player One. And I don't say Ready Player One remakes, because Ready Player One's always also just, like, already that, right? Just, like, a pile of references jammed together. But that's all we're gonna get, just like rehashes of existing IP. Studios have kind of proven that they don't have to do anything new anymore. And the only reason I even care is because I'm a fucking grumpy old man. I kind of want to, like, not even downtick Narset. Just fucking... just pass here. Foxivorous says that even Star Wars was a ripoff of Flash Gordon. Well, Star Wars had a ton of influences. It was... I would not describe it as purely a Flash Gordon ripoff. There were a ton of different, not only influences on Star Wars, but also a lot of chefs, right? A lot of folks adding their creative energies to that one. There's one reason not to downtick Narset last turn, right? Is we just have to shuffle it away anyway. We might have actually improved their hand. They didn't have a whole lot going on. Let's get Glenn down. Glenn's a good one. And then next turn we can bribery with Glenn up. That's what I'm worried about, Toxic. This is not good. You're saying with deepfake technology, they're just gonna, like, come out with new Bruce Lee movies? That is my concern. I did not used to have this concern until they started, like, doing that with dead Star Wars characters and live Star Wars characters and stuff. And that brought me from being like, oh man. And then I was like, well, surely this was just a failed experiment, and people will realize that this sucks, and we won't do this anymore. And that was super wrong. I was really wrong about that. I was not even close to correct about that one. People love that shit. Fuck it. Give Princess Leia her own show. With like a CG Carrie Fisher face. It makes so much fucking money. Loot that grave! Rob that corpse, why not? More. Loot that grave more, I should say. Fuck, man. This Caleb asshole has an opinion or two. The cynicism's real. It's so real. It's so real. It's maybe a bit much. I understand that it's maybe a bit much. I am aware. I get it. Oh, my bad, Tibble. I'll try to do that. You know what grinds my gears? Exactly. Aren't you a little short for a CGI corpse? Oh my god. Oh my god. You want to hear about what Leia would think of Magic the Gathering? I bet Carrie Fisher would enjoy Magic. Would have. I wonder if she ever tried to learn. She was certainly around enough fucking nerd conventions in her life, right? Yeah, we're gonna keep this just based on the library. Hope they don't have a discard spell. Our hand's like way too slow if we don't draw stuff. What's a Twitch stream for if not to air my grievance? That is true. Yeah, I kind of just have the best job in the fucking world, huh? I get to, like, whine to a captive audience. Yes. Yes, I am the one with the microphone. Did I see a Monomarth with a Kaldheim spoiler? I did, yeah. I talked to a few different bands. I was happy to see the Oceans of Slumber shout out with the card reveal. I thought that band would be a little niche to be on Wizards' radar. Oceans of Slumber is like a prog doom hybrid. So if you're not into either of those genres, you will not enjoy them. Amazingly talented lead singer, and the musicians are all phenomenal too. It's a great band. Hey, Treskies, what did we say about asking to be let out of the basement? We're just gonna get like shallow graved here. You wonder if they consulted Bicula? I don't think so. I think if they had consulted on Bicula, I think they would have wanted to like have that be part of it, right? We talked to our Hall of Famer that is a card named after them, whose Twitter handle is Meddling Mage. Seems like something you would want to be. Face up. A parent. So at least it's a death trigger on Ashen Rider. So if we get like swords or path, then we'll get another rule spell out of it. Yeah, right, Macro Darkstar? That also infuriated me. Anytime I'm watching a movie and then it's just like way too fucking dark to actually tell what's going on. If it's too dark to tell what's going on, or if like the camera's too jerky, if they like cut back and forth too quickly to like simulate action, I hate that. It's like, why am I even, what am I watching here? I don't even know. I've always hated that too. Like, I'd like to say that I've like gotten less patient with time, which is true, but I remember being extremely pissed off at the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen when I was younger, like after seeing it in theaters, because they did so much of that, just like the fast cuts to imply action instead of shooting an actual fucking action scene. Sean Connery like quit acting after that movie. And I was like, yes, that is the appropriate response. Now, where's everybody else? Every single person. Come on. You just like the Jason Bourne movies for that reason? Yeah, me too. Me too. And some people enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with enjoying like the cam feel, like the jerky cam thing. Some people feel that it, you know, it makes it more gritty or like puts them in it more, makes them feel like they're more part of the tussle. I don't know. Oh shit, yes. What are you trying to oath into? They mostly do it because movie stars can't actually fight. I mean, some of them can't. Some of them certainly can. Some of the all-time best action stars, right, are the best because of that. You just, like, get a better movie if the actor can do their own stunts. But it's not like it's required. That's what stunt people are for. Wigs exist, right? Yeah, I think we're just getting Emrakul. I think I'm overthinking this. All time like Keanu, yeah, or even Tom Cruise. Obviously, there's a lot of martial artists that fit that bill. Tom Cruise has done some crazy fucking stunts in his more recent movies. I get the hate against him, but his more recent Mission Impossible films and what have just been incredible action movies. And a lot of that's because he's just super capable of doing his own stunts and pushing himself. You wonder what you bribe an Emrakul with? 15 roasted squirrels, and then all of a sudden Emrakul's on your side of the board. Yeah, I heard about that Avatar. Yeah, he broke his leg when jumping between rooftops and like continued running to like save the shot, and then they couldn't shoot for a bit. Pretty nutty. He also within their like shooting schedule for one of the most recent Mission Impossible movies, they wanted to do like a very specific shot with but like it would require him to know how to fly a helicopter, and he was like, okay, I'll get trained. I'll like learn how to fly one of these like crazy helicopters for stunt work and get certified. And they were like, no, you don't understand. We don't have enough time within our shooting schedule. And he's like, okay, well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 2 shifts. We're gonna have 2 teams of people training me. So I'll do an 8-hour shift in the morning with 1 team of people training me to fly these helicopter stunts, and then we'll have another shift in the night, and then I'll get some sleep, and then I'll wake up a few hours later, and I'll do the same thing with 2 shifts again. and he just got like certified in like an inhuman amount of time to actually do like stunt chopper work, and they got some like ridiculously good shots because of it that just wouldn't be possible otherwise. Oh man, so knowing what they're about, I feel like we should be doing some amount of sideboarding, right? Their deck is pretty specific. Like, do we want balance against Oath? Not really, right? Like, that doesn't work. We need to have a creature in play for Oath to trigger. Maybe we just run this back. Maybe it's just like the same shit. If we had a bunch of like O-rings in the sideboard, I'd bring them in. Oh, let's play Geist. Geist is good. Geist is good pressure. I don't know if we're playing it over Wall of Omens. Yeah, Wall of Omens seems a special kind of terrible. Absolutely cooldown max. Yeah, it's okay to like give someone credit for one thing and then still like criticize them for another. It's people aren't black and white, right? There's yeah, Bribery is amazing against them. The rest of the hand is super slow, right? If they're relying on Oath, though, at least we're not feeding into that. Yeah. Let's try and be respectful of each other, huh, folks? We're all coming from like a bunch of different world experiences and such. You're surprised they didn't snap scoop to keep me from seeing Emrakul? I mean, I could have made a mistake. I could have like grabbed Iona or Grizzlebrand or something and given them outs. Who knows? Maybe they had a card in their hand they could have combined with something. They just wanted to see what we would do. Well, I didn't time you out, burn glass pipe. Dark Ritual. I feel like we're gonna lose this game. They got to untap with Sylvan Library, draw a bunch of cards. Now they're Dark Ritualing. Okay. Do we path them or Day of Judgment? I think we chill. I think we chill because we could draw Control Magic, and that would be the best answer. Yeah, Glenn's one of the things that could punish us for waiting. You're loving the tunes? Nice. Yeah, Approaching Nirvana made this entire playlist. One artist made this entire playlist. It's pretty great. Nice way to break up my other playlists. It's in a spot where I think I have enough music that I have permission to listen to, so that I can, like, play different tunes each day. I got permission for another jazz band, so when we have our jazz night this week, let's see what Chad thinks about them. This is why we passed instead of Day of Judgmenting. Day of Judgment can answer an Emrakul. Reminds you of Seven Lions? Oh man. I consider that an extremely high compliment. If a band reminds you of Seven Lions. Nice, Maltese. You picked up a Dorian CD? That's so cool. Did I look into Andromeda? That sounds familiar. I think I did. So from what we saw... Well, we can get Ashen Rider. We can get Ashen Rider with Bribery. If it's not in their hand, it could be in their hand. I think I just want to play the Glen and pass, and then we sack Glen to Shieldred, and then we have more options for Bribery. We could Bribery the Emrakul and then flash in the Avacyn on our upkeep. Yeah, that would work. That would work too. I like the idea of holding up Counterspell, but maybe it's not necessary. If they have Ashen Rider, I'm just going to get that, because Ashen Rider's lethal. If they don't have it, we can try and do the Avacyn flash play. And get ruined. So if they had not had Ashen Rider and we get Emrakul here, they get that Iona on their upkeep, and they name blue or white and turn off the flashing and Avacyn play. It ends up working out very poorly for me. So it's very fortunate that Ashen Rider was still in their deck, huh? Have I looked into horseshoes and hand grenades? Give me a sec. It sounds familiar. I think you might have recommended them before. Yeah, it looks like their most recent album was self-released. Probably a sweet band to ping. Let me see if I can find them right now. Horseshoes and hand grenades band. messaged them before and not gotten a response? No, I don't think I have. Maybe I have. Anyway. It might just be tricky. Their contacts page has them like using a management company. So it might be tricky to like find the right person to get permission from, even if it's a technically possible thing. I think that's what I might have run into before. Have I looked into Vola? What kind of genre is Vola? Danish progressive rock band. Sounds like something I'd be into. Whole lot of self-released stuff too. Yeah, I'll send them a message. Do I know Bieber? Bieber the Believer. Ah, gotcha, Red 7. Yeah, I'm familiar with that track. Yeah, Bribery's so good against the Reanimator decks and the Show and Tell decks and the Ramp decks. Be backbreaking. Ballbeat? Yeah, I like Ballbeat. I burnt out on them a little bit, because their songs can sound a little samey, but no, they're good. I like Clutch a lot, which is like a similar band, and they also do the samey thing. But I like them longer for whatever reason. No, I think Volbeat are good. Enjoy them. Man, we used to play a lot of Clutch on stream. Have I heard of Dark Arps? I've not. How would I rate Skyclave Apparition in this cube? Skyclave's really good. Yeah, super good. Skyclave's gonna be good in everything, but like, the better the card that you're answering with your flexible removal spell, the better the better your card looks, you know? Like, Counterspell is better in Vintage Cube because the card you're countering is so much better than it would be in Modern Cube.
Oh shit, what up?
Oh shit, what up? Hey Alex, thanks for the resub. Thanks for the 16 months. Glad you've been enjoying the stream. Is Bandcamp inbounds for music? It depends. A lot of artists that self-release do self-release on Bandcamp, but that's not the end-all be-all. And the way that I've been doing it is even if I can, like, assume that a band would be fine with me playing their music, even if it's, like, almost certain and their stuff is self-released, I've still been just, like, getting their permission. Be absolutely certain. That way if Twitch ever gets mad at me, I can be like, yo, Twitch, I got express permission. This game got a little harder. Ooh, Traven Inspector. If we find a Plains, Traven Inspector is a fucking 3-turn clock. They're at 3 life here. Come on, Plains. Fuck. What just happened? Our opponent made a hasty Eldrazi and served at us, and we sacrificed 6 lands to the Annihilator and went to 5 because we had a 5/5 to hopefully kill them on our turn. And then on their second main phase, they cast Damnation, which then killed the 5/5. So your opponent's not now favored, but we're not out of it quite yet. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, yeah, the jazz album that I played, the one with Doreen. Well, Doreen has 25 jazz albums. 25 jazz albums. And I've purchased all of them. I don't think they're all on my playlist yet. But this is the link you want. You had high hopes for this deck? We're going to game 3. What do you mean, bummer? What the fuck? That game was ridiculous. There were Ashen Riders and multiple reanimations. Didn't our opponent like cast a Grizzlebrand to draw 7 and then the game was still extremely close? Fuck you, bummer. This epic game with a lot of back and forth. Game away from a trophy? Well, that's not true. We lost the first round. Got mind twisted out of the control mirror. The old mana drain mind twist deck. Sounds great. Chat's super distracting tonight. Yeah, I've been playing into chat a lot too. I haven't been like doing a lot of play-by-play. I've been just like doing crazy rants and stuff. So part of that's my bad in terms of being able to follow where we actually are in the draft. That's all right. I don't do it every night. I'll allow it. I'll allow myself a little bit of flexibility. Caleb can go off a little as a treat. Yeah. Yeah. This is the final game of this league too. It'll be a fresh draft after this one. A lot of folks really like the draft portion. It's like their favorite part anyway. The thing is, the Relic is fixing for green, so it might just like open up their whole hand. But Remand is actually like super good against them trying to rebuy stuff, right? Like if they're going like Entomb, Shallow Grave, remanding to Shallow Grave, and they don't have the mana to replay it is pretty brutal. I think I'm supposed to do this. You could let it resolve, and then next turn have Counterspell and Remand up. And then untap and play Glen with a mana up. Just be in a good spot. Okay, cool. So right now I'm a little worried about them just like casting a Grizzlebrand, kind of similar to what they did last game, that just like ramped into it. But it is hard for them to resolve like Oath or actual factual reanimation through the Glenelendra. Do I like Thraben Inspector as much as J-Bro does? I don't know. I know he likes it a lot, but I also like it a lot. LED is exactly the sort of card I would like to see them resolve. I think they're playing it because they have a Demonic Tutor in their deck. And it could be a discard outlet for them. We can technically serve with the Colonnade. I don't like it though. It makes us a little bit vulnerable to spot removal, and then we're not cracking Clue. I think I'd rather crack Clue, and then next turn we can Colonnade in with 2 blue up instead of just 1. Hitting with Colonnade does take a turn off the clock. The White Ancestral Recall? Thraben Inspector? Yeah, I'm not quite there. Yeah, this again, huh? So best draw here would be Snapcaster. Second best draw would be Miscalc. Yeah, why not just not let them draw 7, huh? That seems better. They have LED to pay. Yeah, the LED matters. The issue with this spot is they're a Reanimator deck, so they might just like get back Grizzlebrand anyway. And they have enough mana at this point that they can just like cast cards like Shieldred. We need to draw a spell of our own. We need like Twister or whatever. Upkeep, Vamp Tutoring. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, I guess you let the Vamp Tutor resolve. Keeps them from drawing with Grizzlebrand again. Doesn't feel good. They slam Shieldred. What happens? We smack them from 4 down to 3, then they reanimate Grizzlebrand, then we lose. It's pretty good. That's reason enough to sack Glenn. Royalty-free music? Sort of. Approaching Nirvana is not royalty-free, like he's got the copyright. Well, maybe that's what royalty-free means. The point being, he's given permission for creators to use his work. Is the important part. Kinda looks like they got a removal spell for our Colonnade, but there's not much we can do about it. We kind of just gotta serve, right? Right. Yeah. Not public domain, but royalty free. Yeah, no, you're right. This fucking match. Hey, good evening, Joe Bags. What's up, J-Bro? Yeah. I was supposed to counter that fucking coalition relic, huh? I should be holding on to planes in case we draw thirst. Did Emrakul reshuffle the library? It did. They cracked LED to pay for a miscalc. Right now I'm deciding whether I should be swordsing the Ashen Rider. Swordsing the Ashen Rider in a way reduces my outs, because then like a control magic is bad again. But I think I just do it. It also lets them potentially draw another card with Sylvan. We take 5 though, then we can't take a Grizzlebrand hit. Great. I'm gonna hold this maybe. Sea Library sucks, yeah, right? It's so much worse than an island would be here. Almost 10 minutes up on our opponent. They've had some complicated turns, to be fair. And we have not really drawn any draw magic. Yeah, Treasure Cruise or Spiral are really what we want to top deck. Just something, huh? The whole any action at all. Hey, sup, Joe F. Yeah, Thirst for Knowledge is a reason to hold on to the library in case we need a card to bin. They're reanimating my Thraben Inspector. Love it. That's just how good Thraben Inspector is. 1 black mana, Ancestral Recall. Lose a life. Seems good. The respect for Thraben is real. Well, they can't actually use Reanimate on their own Grizzlebrand, right? They just don't have the life anymore. So getting to draw a card off of the Reanimate's pretty strong. They could have gotten Glen. They can make blue mana off of Coalition Relic, but if they ever sack Glen, then it goes onto my side of the board. So it's not actually a good one to steal from your opponent a lot of the time. Sometimes it still locks up the game. It's still just like absolutely correct to take your opponent's Glen, but then they're losing 4 life. They can't draw an extra card with Sylvan if that's something they want to do. Ever just draw all lands? No, I usually draw pretty perfect. Wait, no. Yes, sometimes I do. In fact, just draw all lands. Forgot what game I was playing for a second. Shieldred coming in hot. We burned Day of Judgment. We do have Stoneforge Mystic still in the deck. Also, Twister could just like shuffle the Grizzlebrand back into the deck and we wouldn't have to worry about it. Where they just cracked LED. Oh, to get Iona into the graveyard. Yeah, fair enough. Believe it or not, we're still not shut out here. Frustrating that the opponent's using exactly fucking all of their clock to kill us in 3. Every second, this valuable resource. Yeah, so we need Twister to control magic is really the gist of it. Take the Iona, player sweepers, whatever we want to do. Thieving Skydiver. Thieving Skydiver would have been amazing earlier this game. Remember that they actually cast Ashen Rider off the Coalition Relic, so... Does Control Magic have to take Shieldred? Well, what I'm talking about is not a situation where I play a Control Magic and Control Magic wins the game by itself, because we're no longer in that sort of game. What I'm talking about is Time Spiral into Control Magic. So ideally you would Time Spiral into Control Magic Iona, and then play white cards to answer your opponent's other threats. That's what I'm discussing. If your opponent only had 2 creatures and you only had 1 card and it was Control Magic, then yes, you would point Control Magic at your opponent's Shieldred. Just a different reality than the one we're living in right now. And no Time Spiral. Ugh. No draw spells. No draw spells of any sort. Unfortunate. Oh well. Sometimes you just don't get there, right? Sometimes you just don't get there.